The Mediterranean, Europe's biggest sea. In the 22 countries that border it, 427 million citizens call it our sea. Whether they're from Europe, North Africa or the Middle East, their quality of life depends largely on the state of the Mediterranean. But this sea is suffering and is threatened by industrial and domestic pollution, maritime traffic and galloping urbanization. There's a need for urgent action to address these problems and tackle long-term challenges. Building on the work of the Barcelona Convention, this is the goal of the European Union and its southern partners with the Horizon-2020 initiative. A key element in the Horizon-2020 initiative is investment. If we want to depollute, we need to invest. And we've worked with the European Investment Bank to pinpoint projects which will allow us to clean up the Mediterranean. There are investment projects in three principal areas: residual urban wastewater, domestic waste from towns and cities, and industrial emissions. Southern countries are characterized by an arid or semi-arid climate, which means it's actually difficult to protect the environment in these regions, given the climate and water resources which are generally limited. Of course, countries are trying to mobilize enormous resources, but these resources can't achieve their objectives if there's not a real partnership between the different countries. In Tunisia, as in other countries of the southern Mediterranean, the increasing amount of illegal waste dumping is a major environmental threat. A program of progressive control over the elimination and recycling of domestic waste has been established by the European Commission and other financial partners. And so the country now benefits from a network of controlled waste management facilities, where waste is not only dumped, but also treated. There are 14 so far, attached to which are 50 transfer centres. This is the Technical Landfill Centre at Bizerte, which has been financed by European funding. A private company manages it, and last year it began processing around 300 tons per day. This site has allowed us to manage waste in a controlled way and close down old dumps. The treatment centre also manages all the effluents produced on the site. The percolation liquids produced are fully treated until the water meets the standards, allowing it to flow back into the natural environment. Industrial waste, which often presents a more serious threat to the environment and health, requires appropriate treatment. This is Zagouan, where the Industrial Waste Treatment Centre at Jradou has just been finished. The centre has been specifically designed for treatment of dangerous waste generated by small businesses in Tunisia. In Tunisia, we estimate production of 150,000 tons of waste per year. The centre has a capacity of 90,000 tons a year, if it operates 8 hours a day, but of course we can work more hours and therefore easily cover the production of waste generated in Tunisia. In the centre there'll be physico-chemical treatment by stabilization solidification, but there'll also be landfill facilities, and it's destined to be operational in September 2008. The Oriental region is situated in northeast Morocco. It has a border with Algeria and separates the banks of the Mediterranean and the Sahara Desert. Oujda is the capital of the region, and the town is expanding rapidly around the traditional Medina. In a short period, Oujda has become Morocco's second largest city in terms of surface area, which poses a real challenge in terms of urban infrastructure, particularly as far as environmental protection is concerned. The sanitary network has been slow in following the expansion of the city, and so far Oujda's wastewater is still being dumped in a WED, or a watercourse, to the north of the city. A multi-million euro project, partially financed by the European Investment Bank, will provide for the construction of a huge aerated lagoon treatment station, which will be the biggest in Morocco. It will be operational at the beginning of 2010. This project will solve many environmental and public health problems because, as you probably saw on the way here, farmers use any kind of untreated water because it's a very arid region without many resources, so every time people find a source of water, even if it causes problems, they use it. Back to the city. To channel wastewater to this new center, the sewerage system has to be renovated. This is happening in the Hassani neighborhood. A large collector will run for 3 kilometers and will solve the problem of evacuating waste and rainwater. The work will be finished by the end of 2008. The third aspect of the project will be to protect the city against the risk of flooding by building dikes as well as storm basins. Horizon-2020 will encourage concrete projects like those in Oujda and in Tunisia across the countries of the southern Mediterranean. The strategy has energized the Euro-Mediterranean partnership, which is now making concrete progress on the road to a cleaner Mediterranean.